There were these kids. I liked the way they were dressing. Like those kids you see in the old movies. So my name is Andrea Cavazzuti. I'm Italian. I studied in China in the early 80s and then moved to Hong Kong first and then to Beijing definitely in 1990 up to now. At that time it was completely out of curiosity. I just saw China on a map, so such a big place I didn't know anything about. So I just learned by chance that they were teaching Chinese in Venice university. So I just went to Venice to see how it was.
In 1979, Cavazzuti began studying Chinese at the Foscari University of Venice. In the summer of 1981, and between 1982 and 1984, Cavazzuti studied in China and took pictures in more than 30 cities around the country.
At that time I didn't know anyone, so I was just passing by and just record what I saw, the streets, the people, the objects. Yesterday, I mean, it was difficult even to recognize an artist from an engineer or a street cleaner. I mean, everybody looked the same because they were dressing the same.
In 1986, Cavazzuti began working for an Italian company aiming to enter the Chinese market. In his spare time, he captured minute changes in Chinese society since reform and opening up began.
I think maybe in the late 70s, it was time to open up. At that time, there was a lot to be done because it was not done in the 70 years before. And so it was necessary to have a very fast and impressive development. Luckily, China had the resources to do it, the people, and also financial means, and it was an unprecedented development. I don't think any country in the world in history has developed so quickly in such a short time. I've interviewed a lot of artists, people doing strange things, and I started like Wang Xiaoguo, Xu Xi, and Jin Xin, a lot of paint that are doing very unusual things that people wouldn't think that can be done in China. So I like this because it gives people some ideas on how to build on in the future, some different paths for your careers and for your creativity. Otherwise, everybody will be Juan.
In 1999, he quit his full-time job and pursued his art dream wholeheartedly.
And in recent years, I'm just did a lot of scanning of all the early photography. I published a book. 那个时候虽然是上海，但是也没有你要买水果没什么水果，有的时候有一些苹果、梨啊，但是都挺烂的。但是它橱窗里面就摆一些假的水果，就是作为一种对未来的一种想象嘛。Since 1999, I just did my video making mostly. I went to Shanxi, and also Anhui to record some very, very interesting traditional music groups. There are very, very valuable music traditions that I try to record it as it is in the places where it was originated, in the very original form. Recently I'm interviewing some mothers. They all have a strong desire to talk. It's not anything desperate or particularly sad, normal people. These mothers, some of them are single mothers, so they're raising the kids alone. It's quite difficult. But they are all very positive and very energetic, in solving their problems. It gives you an idea of how Chinese society is at this moment, the problems they face. I think the people I interviewed, they are free to express themselves. People can objectively say what they think should be done, what's their life.
As a veteran photographer and cameraman focusing on China, Cavazzuti witnessed the Western media's attitudes towards China have changed over the last 4 decades.
What they do, it depends a lot on the political mood of the period. So like in the 90s, everybody was saying, oh, China's so good, it's developing, because they thought that in the end it would become like the West. And then when they found out that it wouldn't become like the West, and then they started to say bad things about China. I mean, it depends a lot of also on political orientation. They have no idea how it is here. So when they come, say, oh, well, it is like this. It's always so. It's ridiculous that in 2024 people go to a place and find it unexpectedly different from what they think. After you see every day a lot of movies and videos and reportages and everything, but still you don't get any idea why it works. That is really something very sad to say. I mean, not only for China, for many places in the world. So that's what I don't like of journalism, but it influences the public opinion in the West.